Welcome back to another BXG trailer reaction. This time, the Alpha Donut guy, Bretton Beswick, joined by his co-host, Gregory T. Filson III, winner of the Dubai Open, but the PGA Tour, not the Live Tour. We don't mess with that here.
Well, unless we get paid a lot of money, then we'll do that immediately.
Cash rules everything around me.
We have...
Yeah, listen. Pennies. We're doing a trailer reaction tonight for the AMC television adaptation of the novel Interview with the Vampire, which is part of Anne Rice's vampire series that focuses on the vampire Lestat, who was portrayed in the movie of the same name by Greg's boy, Tom Cruise.
Right.
That movie also starred Brad Pitt and a very young, Kirsten Dunst. Had it in my head, and I was like, I'm like, oh God, Spider-Man. Who is she? Very young Kirsten Dunst. So I guess before we get into this, do you have any history with either the book or the series of books or the original movie?
I mean, the books at the bookstore, the books always sold very well, even though they're very, like, not old, but they're just, because Anne Rice just kind of always moves, like, that's just her thing. So that was always interesting to me that those books always continued to sell. I think this one was probably the most popular of that. And then the movie I've seen, it's not one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies, to be honest. To me, it's very silly. It's very campy in my personal opinion, even though I don't think it's intentionally trying to be campy. It's just the way it worked out. But it's still something that I've watched probably like 2 or 3 times in my life. I probably have not watched the movie in 15 years, but I have definitely watched it 2 or 3 times. I definitely watched it twice in college and then probably one other time. But I mean, these kind of things are, because it's not horror by any means. It's not that at all. So it's a whole different stake on that. And I think you got to have kind of that. I think it almost is supposed to be kind of campy in a way. Like I would say, I don't know if this is a term, but functionally campy, where it's supposed to be taken seriously, but there's also parts where it can't be, because vampires in of themselves, Dracula in themselves, that's campy. That's just a campy concept. Even Castlevania, the video game, is sort of campy. I think. Even though, I love that game. I love that. The Nintendo and Super Nintendo versions were like 2 of my favorite games ever made. But there's something funny about vampires and just that whole construct of it. Good and bad. I don't think campy is a bad thing. No, the original Batman was camp. The original Batman TV series was campy, and I think that's great. So, what about you, Brian?
Yeah, I've seen the movie, and I didn't read this particular book, but I think somewhere along the line, someone like saw that I had the DVD, because I used to just buy DVDs.
Yeah,
and this was on. This was like a $2.50 bin, whatever, and I picked it up. And I think somebody saw that and took that to mean that I liked this stuff. So they bought me one of the books in this series, and I read it. But that book was The Tale of the Body Thief. Okay. The Interview with the Vampire was published in 1976. So I didn't even realize that they were that old. And in the Vampire Chronicles, there are 12 novels, with the most recent one being 2018. So it's still something that's kind of like going on to a certain extent, but I know that the folks at AMC who are running the show have said that they believe that this will be closer to the book than the movie, but I don't have, having not read the movie, I don't have anything to gauge that on.
Have you not read the book, but watched the movie? You said you've not read the movie.
Right.
Which you probably haven't read the script for the movie either, to be fair.
I have not read the script, in fact. But this is per the Comic-Con exclusive trailer description through AMC, a modern, unforgettable retelling of Anne Rice's best-selling novel, Interview with the Vampire, starring Jacob Anderson of Game of Thrones, Sam Reed, The Newsreader, Bailey Bass, Avatar: The Way of Water, and Eric Bogosian from Succession. Did I say that right? Bogosian?
I think so, yeah.
And this premieres on October 2nd on AMC and AMC Plus. We have the trailer. We will react in 3, 2, 1, go.
I was being hunted.
Right into it.
Yeah.
Okay. I was being hunted.
Help me, please. He's in my head, Father.
Now, this guy played a mute in Game of Thrones. So this is the first time I ever heard him talk.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You could say I managed and operated a diversified portfolio of enterprises.
Grey Worm was his character.
Yes.
You can make it better down here.
I was being hunted, and I was completely unaware it was happening.
I've been watching you for some time now, Louis. I can swap this life of shame. Swap it out for a dark gift.
This doesn't look to be campy.
You just have to ask
No.
me for it.
Definitely going, oh, there's a bite to the neck.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I lay down with the devil, and I can't think nothing anymore. Lord, help me, I am weak, I want to die.
Whoa.
You don't fear me, Louis. You fear yourself.
Okay.
I ask the questions, you answer the questions. Anything that can't be verified, I send to my researcher. So,
This little extra bit here.
how long have you been dead?
So in the movie, that the interviewer was Christian Slater.
Right.
So I know you had said that in the nature of vampires can be campy, but I also think that they can be used, and it very much appears to be so with this trailer and how they're kind of planning on going with this, is very sexual.
Yes.
And I do remember I can't remember what iteration of Dracula, like I want to say recently, but not that recently, like 90s maybe, was very, very sexualized. Bram Stoker's Dracula in 1992. I think that
Oh,
is
yeah.
what I'm thinking
What-
of. Yeah.
What was
yeah.
the name of that TV show? True
Blood?
True Blood. That was another
True
like
Blood.
real sexual
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Skarsgård.
Well, and even yeah, and that, just for giggles, here is the cast of the Oscar won 3 Oscars, 1992 Bram Stoker's Dracula. You had Gary Oldman as Dracula, Winona Ryder, Keanu Reeves, Cary Ells, Richard E. Grant, Anthony Hopkins, Tom Waits, a couple others, Sadie Ross. That's a banger of a cast.
Yeah, that is a cast right there.
But I would say even Castlevania, in the way that it's portrayed at times, is very sexual. The anime, the Netflix anime, is very sexualized of Castlevania.
Sure.
So I think that this is, and that was kind of the case for the original.
Blood and lust.
Yeah, I think with the
Plus, if you only drink blood, you're in good shape. I mean, you're not eating anything else, so keeps you fit.
Right. I mean, red meat.
Yeah.
I mean,
Protein diet.
red blood cells.
Good for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like vaguely intrigued by this,
Sure.
but not like, oh my God, I have to watch it.
It's one of those shows where like I will watch it probably, or like, but just kind of in the by and by, not like I have to binge all. It'll be a weekly.
Yeah,
show
it's weekly.
since it's on AMC,
and that might,
but
that might help
yeah.
it. I will say, I will also say though that Jacob Anderson, Grey Worm from Game of Thrones, who appears to be playing Louis. I don't know, man. Like that scene in the scene that they previewed in the confessional was kind of rough. Like his acting. I mean, it's a small sample size, obviously,
right.
but it's kind of
still. You're gonna pick stuff that's good. Maybe there's a reason why he didn't talk in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, so Interview with a Vampire, some level of intrigue.
Yeah.
And it gives me the same vibe as Sandman on Netflix, and that show's apparently awesome. So
yeah, I've heard it's good. Good. Yeah. I will say it's an interview I'd watch, not read. With the vamp, easier to consume.
You think
actually, if it was a Rolling Stone interview, it's like you could either read it, and that's going to take.
What if it was a
15 minutes, or I could watch it? I feel like I need to see him. I'd rather watch it,
Fair enough.
So I can look at my phone.
What if he was interviewed by God, I can't remember his name now, so just scrap that. From 60 Minutes, the black guy.
Oh, I was going to say Morley Safer before you said the black guy, but I don't know now.
He's Ed Bradley.
Ed Bradley.
He's deceased. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, imagine that interview. Like
that'd be pretty intense.
Or just
who's
the
deep dive Oprah interview where she just is relentless.
Who interviewed R.
Nice
Kelly?
lighting. Yeah.
We can't have too much light because
can't have too much light. Yeah.
Can't be UV. Who interviewed R. Kelly? Who's that? I don't know how to hog tie somebody.
Oh my God, I don't even remember. That's really funny that you brought. Gail King. Gail is not good at interviewing though, so that's the problem.
I don't know how to hog tie somebody.
Gail would just be too infatuated by like the vampire. She'd be like, "Oh, when can you bite my neck?"
Fair enough. All right.
I think Oprah would be my favorite, just because it would just be so intense. Good ratings.
Yeah.
Prime time on ABC. Oprah. Dracula.
The lead or the main character in Castlevania seems to be in the night is named Alucard.
Yeah.
And that's just Dracula spelled backwards.
Yes, it is.
So there's that.
It's great.
Yeah. If you liked our trailer reaction for Interview with the Vampire 2020 special, Dateline NBC special, Interview with the Vampire, leave us a like, subscribe, share, and if we did the job well, go ahead and ring that bell. Thanks for watching.
Boop, boop.